Hello folks, Jonathan Milam here with really a new trumpet. In fact, this is the Andrea Guiffredi by Carol Brass, and the serial number on this is AG042. And I'm gathering that's the 42nd horn that they've made of this model. Really a nice horn. I'm gonna use 7 mouthpieces in this. It's got a very light brass bell. We'll get into some of the details later. Very, very interesting horn. But I'm gonna start off with a very middle of the road mouthpiece. And then I'm going to take 3 that are deeper, 3 that are more shallow, and I'm going to show you the breadth of tone that you can get with this horn. We'll start off with the middle one. It's a Reeves 42B. He patterned it after the Bach 7B. Quite a deep, very legit 24 throat or 24 drill mouthpiece. Very nice standard sound. You could use this in a symphony if you like the mouthpiece. And we'll give you an idea what it sounds like with this. I'm going to use the old number, If I Only Had a Heart. And as I mentioned, we'll do some chatting about the specs of the horn. Stay tuned. You're going to love the breadth of possibilities you can get with this horn with the different mouthpieces. One of the reasons I chose to use this If I Only Had a Heart, this horn does have a light bell. It has got a lightning fast response, extremely nimble as far as fingering and things of that nature. Very impressive. Okay, I'm going to go to the deepest end of the spectrum. I'm going to use the biggest mouthpiece that I have. It's a Reeves C2J trumpet Flugel 11 drill. That's what they use in some trombone mouthpieces. Very large, dark trill. As we go a little bit shallower, you'll notice you're getting some higher overtones, although it's definitely a darker sound. But the biggest mouthpiece that I've got, or found, frankly, for trumpet Flugel mouthpieces is the Reeves C2J. I'm going to also drop it down a quarter, just maximize the low range since we're using these larger, darker mouthpieces. Boy, that is Flugel-like, isn't it? Another great TF mouthpiece, got a little more, like I say, bright overtones, although it's quite deep, is the GR trumpet Flugel piece. one of my favorite mouthpieces, and it's the first trumpet flugel that I got, I think. Trent Austin's TATF. Peter Pickett, I believe, was making these for Trent. It's a fantastic mouthpiece. Where the first one we used, the C2J, had an 11 drill. This is about a 24, I believe. Just a wonderfully shaped V piece. And you can pull off a high C with this. You wouldn't want to live at high C, but a wonderful breadth to the mouthpiece. Still a dark, fluffy tone. Now, I've always maintained that lighter belled horns were easier to shape with mouthpiece changes. And believe me, this is probably the lightest belled horn I've ever had. When you hold it in your hand, and it is casual day at the Milam Brass Emporium, as you can see, I'm a workout man. Not the strongest guy in the world. You hold it in your hand, and you can actually, when you exert a little pressure, you can feel the brass flexing in your hand. And I've tried that with several of the mouthpieces. I noticed last night I was, of all things, I was practicing in the car. My son was playing a pool tournament, and I just got tired waiting inside, you know, for his match to come up. So I'm outside. I put my trumpet in a nice case and was doing some scales, but very, very light brass. Here's what Carol Brass has to say about medium large bore, new fast taper, sterling silver lead pipe. So you've got sterling silver here. Really, I think gives it a strong carrying quality. Lightweight, rounded main slide, and I'm using the D slide actually. Copper nickel, I don't know if you can see that, but definitely a darker, the valve block here, copper nickel is what they're calling that, nickel copper alloy. Stainless steel valves, lightweight, large gauge, yellow brass bell. I think it used to be said the 72 style. I've got a 5-inch Strad bell here. It's the 191B, and this bell is a little larger than the 5-inch Strad bell, just a fraction. I'd say maybe 5 1/16, something like that. Very nice, large flare at this point. I'm using the lightweight finger buttons on it, except the bottom cap, I'm using their weighted cap. Okay. And I did want to mention just one other thing. This horn weighs in with and the cap is not heavy, but it is heavier than their light ones. 39, no, where are we here? 35.9 ounces. For grams, that's going to be 1,019 grams. That's a fairly light horn, not overly light, not the lightest I've seen. In fact, my Bach Strad 190 is looks like about a few ounces lighter, but the bell on this one is so light. A lot of the weight on this horn comes from the nickel copper valve block, and of course the sterling silver lead pipe. Wonderful horn. So you've got the weight in the meat of the horn, and then a light bell that you can still color with mouthpiece change. Okay, now we're going to move up into the brighter sounding pieces. I've got 2 GRs and a Warburton. They're fantastic mouthpieces, and a horn like this really lets us see that. This is the GR64MB. They cut a little bit out of the sides of this, give you a little more chop room. Wonderful piece, a little bit deeper than a Bach 3C that I've got here. And of course, shape totally different. But and we'll take this up a fourth and play with the GR64MB. Okay, I'm going to play my trumpet mic down just a little bit as we get into these more cutting mouthpieces. Another excellent mouthpiece. It's the GR64 MS. And the first time I played this was with an Adams A5. What a powerful sound between the two of them. A little shallower mouthpiece than their medium. Really a very clear sound. All right, and the last mouthpiece we'll use is another stellar piece. It is a Warburton MC. I use the 6 size. Very strong cup. Really a very strong cup to give a sparkling sound. And you get a horn like this, I think it just maximizes the potential. Okay, real quickly, I'm going to also compare it to a couple of Strads that I've got here. You've heard me on the Guiffredi, and I'll stay the same mouthpiece. I'm going to use a Bach 180-37. It does have an MK nickel radial tuning slide, but the Bach 37... And back to the Guiffredi. Now we'll use the Stradivarius 190 LT, I guess LT1901B. This has a bronze bell and also upper copper on the upper part of the balusters here. And back real quickly to the Guiffredi. Okay, we've gone through 7 mouthpieces. Gonna play just a second on this brightest mouthpiece, and then we'll go back to the deepest. And then we'll try and show you a little bit of what this horn can do in the upper range. And with the brighter mouthpiece again. Okay, I'm not a high note guy, and I don't really think this was made as a screamer, although I know you can do anything, but it does have, with a large bell, probably going to still have a nice tonal quality if you're going to be getting into the upper register. With the sterling silver lead pipe, I do think it's going to have a very carrying sound. And that's your F above high C. But what a really fascinating horn. I think if you took this thing, if you're going to be playing some ballads and you wanted to slip in a deep mouthpiece, you're going to get a really nice sound out of this smooth honey type. And if you wanted something, you're going to play some big band stuff, put in a mouthpiece with a little more brightness and articulation, fun horn to move around on. That's the Andrea Guiffredi by Carol Brass. We've got the name down here to mention what it is. Sterling silver lead pipe written in here. Wonderful horn. Hope you've enjoyed it. Love the comments, folks. And take care of yourself. Have a great day.